Hey guys, welcome to our live stream today. Today I thought I would quickly run over some different ideas to generate headlines. If you've ever been stuck trying to come up with some sort of headline for your ad, or even for say like a digital download product, sales page, something like that, even your Facebook posts, I thought I would quickly go over a few different kind of cheats you could use to come up with a headline. So I've got 5 here that I hope we can run through today. So I just did a little PowerPoint so I don't lose track here. So just a quick little headline generator. So the first one you can use is X ways to Y. So an example of this might be, if you're a veterinarian, 3 ways to prevent ulcers in your show horse. So pretty straightforward. The next one would be X ways to Y in Z time. So 5 ways to get your dog to lose weight in less than 30 days. So this could talk about exercises, feeding reductions, things like that. But again, pretty straightforward. You see a lot like this, magazine headlines, things like that. That's probably one you've seen quite a bit. Another one, X resources to help you Y. So this could be top 7 resources to help you treat an abscess, something like that. Again, if we were a veterinarian. You'll also see kind of a variation of this as for, say, like top 5 best toasters or something like that. So you can see it in that way too. That's not on here, but that's another one that's pretty common that you might see. Another one, XY tips, so 10 tips to prevent dental surgery for your cat, something like that. These all happen to have numbers in them. You don't have to use numbers, but it could be something like, if instead of X ways to Y, it could be an uncommon way to prevent ulcers in your show horse. So it doesn't have to be a number, but that's what I'm just using it as an example. And then how to X without Y for our last little headline generator. So how to know if your horse needs their teeth floated without calling the vet. So say if they were eating funny out of their mouth, if the bit was bothering them, they weren't accepting it, things like that. So that would be another example. So I think that's our 5 little headlines there. So I hope that helps you. I know it can be pretty overwhelming and just a drain. Kind of the headline is often the last thing you think about, and you get to that page if you're on Facebook running Facebook ads and you're not sure what exactly to put in there. So this can be a quick little cheat sheet to help you generate some headlines. But I did want to give you kind of a few little bonuses. So there's 2 other ways that you can come up with to develop, typically in copywriting we'd call it a swipe file, but any sort of file, I guess, cheat sheet, whatever you want to call it, but it would just be a resource that you could go to find headlines. So I'll do the bottom one first. So magazine and newspaper headlines. If there's something you like to read and you find a headline jumps out at you, clip it out, write it down on a little notepad in your cell phone, something like that, and start to create your own swipe file. That can be a great way to just sort of have some ideas on hand when you need them. So then the next time you go to write a headline, write an ad, you've got kind of some examples that you can follow. Of course, I wouldn't suggest you copy them verbatim, but sometimes you can make little tweaks to make it your own. So if I was a large animal vet and I happened to see something for a dog food that I thought really grabbed my attention and spoke to the right audience, I could grab that and then just change some of the words or what they're talking about around, but still use that same framework. So that's a great way to sort of build your own swipe file that you can use down the road. Magazines can be a great place, as I kind of mentioned. We'll often see 3 ways to lose belly fat in 30 days, right? Something like that you might see on the front cover of a magazine. So that would be our X ways to Y and Z time in our example here. But it can be magazines, things like that, often have great headlines that you can copy. So anything that jumps out at you, it's great to make note of and has some great magazines, despite what many people will say they think about them. Some of the magazines like National Enquirer, some of the gossip magazines have really, really great headline writers. So they can be a great source, even if that's not particularly, I'll say, your market. Like I said, if you're a veterinarian, you might not think to look at the National Enquirer to get some headline ideas. They might not exactly line up with your audience, but and your customer base, but they have great headline writers, great attention grabbers, so they're definitely well worth looking at. And then if we jump up to our kind of bonus number one there, questions make great headlines. There's just something in our brains that as soon as we read a question, we need to know the answer. So they can be a great source of ideas for headlines. So those are just a few quick examples, but I hope that helps you if you are creating ads, products, like I said, little freebie giveaways, things like that you need some sort of headline or title for. I hope that gives you some ideas that you can use and start to build your own swipe file for your own customers to prevent that little mind block when it comes to writing. Often we can get really stuck on that headline. The rest of it kind of comes a little bit easier often. You can think about the benefits of your product and who it should speak to and things like that, but sometimes that really quick attention grabber can be hard to come up with. So I hope that helps you. With that, thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch up with you next time.